about you? What are some of the trends that you're seeing here?
I think the main trend that I see is a move toward more rustic natural forms, but at the same time incorporating them with other styles of furniture. One of the exciting things about what's going on right now is that things aren't so matchy-matchy and everyone's defining their own sense of style. One of the things that I think consumers are really looking for is to find their voice within the furniture that they decide to bring into their home, because furniture is an extension of fashion in a lot of ways, and you want to be able to express yourself in a way that, you know, really shows your personality. So a lot of what I'm seeing is very rustic, it's very industrial chic, but the great thing about that is that you can blend that with a mid-century modern chair, or you can have it with a more modern couch, and you can blend the styles together to create a look that represents you.
Steve, what kind of trends in particular are you seeing for Fairmont Designs for High Point Market fall of 2014?
Back with two basic themes in a traveler-inspired collection where we'll look at boutique and we will look at spa-inspired. So with boutique, we're going to come back and do something with a little bit more of a pearwood finish, layered with some ostrich embossings. And then with the other, we're doing a spa inspiration with a Kona finish on Mozambique that layers in a ivory colored alligator, and then that is all trimmed out with a brushed brass detail. But we're going to come around and we're going to take and add other things that the consumers today are looking for, such as LED pathway lighting, so that you can turn on pathway lighting and be able to go to the restroom and get a glass of water without waking your spouse or your partner, and then having to declutter the nightstands by adding USB outlets into a charging drawer.
Tell me about the Taylor King collection for this High Point Market, if you could, in 10 words or less.
That's tough because I'm a talker. Relevant, clean, designer oriented, fashion, approachable, comfortable, beautiful.
What are some of the colors specifically that you have been seeing, or the patterns that stand out this market?
Blue is so strong still, and you know, we were in the spa colors a few years ago, really soft, and now again getting more chroma, getting more strength of color. And then the other thing that I thought was very prevalent, and it's going back to the neutrals, because neutrals will always be, but having some interesting textures. So it's not just a color story, this market, it's also a texture story. And when you look at all the planes out there, how nicely they're woven, the hand that they have to it, the visual interest that they create, even by being a plane. And that was really, that's our other story that's very prevalent throughout our showroom, this market.
A really big push towards mid-century, very clean lines, a lot of walnut, very you know, Danish style, a lot of acrylic pieces. Now, I think that people are shopping and buying things that they love, and they want to have it for a long time. And you know, as a family grows, things grow and different things change in your lifestyle, and you might have entertained more and now you have kids, or you know, things are definitely changing. We have a lot of pieces that you can use in different ways. We have a cocktail table that if you flip it up becomes a bookshelf, or if you flip it on its side it becomes a console. It's a great kind of way that we are using things differently. What's really going on in the marketplace right now is mixing and being very eclectic and having different textures. So using a raw wood next to an acrylic piece with a metal chandelier, and kind of creating depth and different colors and textures without using a lot of color, but using different materials is a really big trend that we're seeing right now.
What are some of the things that you have been seeing with eclecticism throughout this market?
showing that like ivory finishes or even alternative color lacquer finishes find a way into the eclectic interior. The eclectic interior can be anything from my grandmother's antique to a piece bought at auction to even some of the latest new trends that are also out in the marketplace, not from Christopher Guy.
Tell us more about the Mademoiselle collection.
The concept for Mademoiselle is basically like what we want to understand is if we were talking to Coco Chanel Gabrielle, and she were saying things like, you know, we do couture, we do dresses, we do gowns, we do jewelry, we do timeless.
So you mentioned that there are some details in the Mademoiselle collection that were inspired by Coco Chanel.
For instance, you mentioned the chairs. They're fanciful chairs in different heights, and they have flowers cut out on the top of them. Well, those are camellia blossoms. That was Coco's favorite flower. In the apartment in Paris, there's an awful lot of Cormandel screens. And the Cormandel screens have these fans all over them because they're known in chinoiserie to be part of, again, the fan design. There are beautiful interpretive chairs which have the big fan on the back of them, and it's called the fan plissé. Like I said, these items and these loves of Chanel were things that we tend to just interpret into a screen. The camellia flower is also in an open cut screen, which can be a room divider or just a backdrop for a corner.